We have revealing. This is crazy, guys. Okay, guys, you are hearing right now that there are 5 games coming to PlayStation from a India Hero project. This is cool news to hear. This is again similar to the China Hero project. It seems like they're making investments in other countries, much like Ubisoft with Skull and Bones, except this time they're doing it correctly, and they're doing it and getting 5 awesome games for the console.
You are being savage today. Like, what did all these developers do to earn your wrath?
Listen, there's some fires that need to be placed today. All right, I've had enough of some things. All right.
Touche.
We got a Metrovania, right? You were telling me about these games earlier today. A combat arcade racer.
Yep.
A sort of sim-like slice of life story, which gives me, I don't know why, but it gives me like Celeste vibes. I know it probably won't be like that kind of navigation as we see from the clip below. It's more of like that top-down inventory management, little mini games with socially positive messaging. But to me, it just feels like Celeste. I don't know why.
I think it's the art style giving you that feeling. I can understand it from an art perspective. Like you say, nothing else about it screams Celeste, but yeah, art style, I can see the similarities.
We have Mukati. I'm probably saying that horribly wrong, but this seems to be the biggest and most ambitious title that they're coming out with. It's a first-person story exploration game set in a immersive environment of an Indian museum. So we'll see what kind of trailers. Hopefully these games will be rolling out over the PlayStation 5's remaining console life. But yeah. We have
great.
Yeah. It was there one that stood out to you? Maybe this I'm not saying this right. Requital. Gates of Blood? Requital. Wow, you just let me do that. Okay.
Yeah, I had to see it first, and I've got a teeny tiny version of it in front of me. I twin. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So this reminds me of Prince of Persia.
Yeah. So there's 2 in that vein, isn't there? In the Metroidvania vein. So there's this Requital, and the first one you mentioned, the Meteor one. That one really sort of appeals to me because it's coming to PSVR 2 as well. So these are teeny tiny studios from India that PlayStation have come along to and said, "Hey, do you want some funding to bring your games to PlayStation?" "Yes, please, sir." So they're all bringing what look like incredibly impressive titles. That Meteor Racing thing, combat racer, but you're a meteor. That sounds awesome to me. Like, very interested to hear more of that. The Fishbowl one, that slice of life one, is hitting some huge social issues, situations, things. Again, really important to get that message out there. And when it's in an interactive manner, it helps people to sort of emote with it a little bit more and empathize with it a little bit more. I can't remember how you say it, Curti or something. The one where you're a first person in a museum, that one is going to have some really heavy subject matter. It's based around the history of human trafficking from India. So when we went over and colonized and stole people away and sent them elsewhere in the world, that one's going to have...
He did. Not me.
Yeah. Well, we made you guys as well, so it's the same issue that Britain sort of invaded everywhere. But it's looking into that sort of history and what it's meant for India since now, back then, all of that. Is very heavy subject matter, but very interesting. I think they've all got a huge amount of promise. All of them have got something to them which appeals to me in some way, shape, or form. I just need to see more of them, when they're coming out, how much they're going to cost, that sort of thing, and whether they're clashing with something else that would maybe take my want and money a little bit more. But yeah, I'm really happy to see this. I hope they spread this sort of project, this hero project, to other countries as well, because we've had absolute bangers out of the China one. Looks like we're getting absolute bangers out of the India one. I think it's a successful project. Let's do it in as many places as possible and spread some cultural diversity.
Awesome. We also have Surrey coming in. This looks to be more of a rhythm-based game. So that will be cool, probably dynamics to see. These games often bring out creativity and novelism into the gameplay. You can see everyone has an instrument here. And the tunes, I'm sure, from this culture will be, as they say, ignatic beats. So I look forward to it. Let's bring them all out. And I like to see these investments and see these different cultures sort of come up in gaming. I think it's cool. Like, often when I play Final Fantasy VII, and I know this is going to sound terrible, I feel like I get a window into Japanese culture. Like, I get to see, you know, how they sort of think and just in certain subsections, but it, like, gives me a window into the culture that I wouldn't often, you know, get to experience.
Yeah, 100%. Totally get that. You get it with any game that sort of is made in a country and is based in that same country. You get that feeling, that flavor for those people. That there's a lot of American-based games that I don't understand. I'm British. I've never been to America. I don't know what it's like to walk those streets, to talk to these people, and yet these games give me that sort of taste. It's the same with the Canadian ones, the French ones, like the Guerrilla ones. Although they're based in America, they've got a lot of their sort of Danish heritage and origins in there. There's a lot of really cool cultural things that come to people through gaming, and if that sparks or ignites some form of interest or passion in these other cultures, that's a positive thing. It's breaking down walls between two different types of people. It's great. And if Final Fantasy is doing that for you with Japanese culture, I think it's fantastic. I love Japanese culture. Really immersed myself in it whilst I was over there in 2019. Thoroughly enjoyed all of it. So yeah, break down these walls. Bring us more of these options of different cultures in games.
100%. I will note that my wife just ripped on me for saying that, because we were watching this show and this girl just said, I really like Japanese culture because I watched Naruto. And I'm like, oh, damn, I do sound exactly like that girl. So that was a plus for me.
You have a bit of a wing going on there, yeah.